my grassroots yoga channel. We're doing a yin class this evening. I want to make sure everything's in. You can see me. Okay, this is Sunset Yoga for Peace here at Howland Park. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to get started with a little grounding. So you can come to seated meditation, or you can come to hero's pose. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here, in and out. So I'm just going to come to get grounded on the mat here. So take a deep breath in through your nose. And open your mouth inside out. Take another deep breath in. And open your mouth inside out. Take one more breath in, fill up your lungs. Open your mouth inside, all out. So we're going to go ahead, and you can go ahead and, if you want to come to, we're going to start with melting carbs. So we're going to come to tabletop first. So stack your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And we're just going to go ahead and bring our arms out long on the mat. And leave your hips up high over your knees if you can. And if you have some flexibility, you can bring your forehead down to the mat. If it's a little bit too tight to get started, just bring your forearms down to the mat. I'm going to go ahead and bring my forehead down to the mat. And we're just going to be about 3 minutes to 5 minutes in each pose. As we sit into our yin poses, just going to let our bodies just, with a little bit of time and gravity, just open up. And we just like to sit in these poses for about 3 to 5 minutes. When we do some of the poses, some might be a little bit more challenging than others. And so what we want to remember is we want to feel the sensation in our bodies, in the target areas, but we do not want our sensation to be anything greater than a level 3 to 5 on a scale of 0 to 10. And you don't want to feel pain. You don't want to feel numbness. You may feel uncomfortable for a moment in some of the poses. But see if you can't sit in the uncomfortability in some of the poses that we get into this evening.
I'm like doing it right, by the way.
Yeah, here's what you're doing. You bring your forehead to the mat.
This is
And
a
yes, your arms out a little bit longer. And you're just going to feel this in your shoulders. This is really for your thoracic spine. So what we're doing right now is we're really just lengthening out our spine right now. We're giving our spine some much needed love. As we move through our days here, we all suffer from so much stress. And all of the stress that we attend to on a daily basis, it can lead to anxiety. So what our yin practice does for us is it helps us to slow down. And yin is a segue into meditation. So after you practice yin, it's always nice to sit and maybe practice a little meditation. Yin is a wonderful practice to do before you go to bed at night. Yin works on our connective tissues in our body. When we do yoga, a regular hour yoga practice, we're really working on our muscles to strengthen ourselves. But what yin does is it gets into the deeper parts of the body. So yin gets into the connective tissues, and our connective tissue is what surrounds all of our muscles and our bones, our tendons. We even have connective tissue in our cells and our blood.
connective tissues here, what we do is as we are stretching our connective tissues, when we come out of the poses, we flood these areas with what we call hyaluronic acid. And yin is often referred to as the fountain of youth.
It's both sides.
We are in certain areas as we are in the yin poses, we are compressing areas and we are stretching areas. And when we release from the poses, that hyaluronic acid just floods the areas. It's very important to drink a lot of water after your yin practice. Very slowly, and whenever you come out of the yin poses, your tissues are very fragile, so we're going to very slowly come back up to our tabletop position here. And we're going to do a few cat-cows. So as we inhale, we're going to do a cow pose. We're going to lift our chin and drop our belly, press the floor away, and very slowly, we're going to come into cat pose. Round the spine as you exhale. And push the ground away. Just tuck your pelvis in and your chin in. Going to inhale, cow, nice and slow. Exhale, cat. This time as we inhale, we're going to go ahead and come down to lie on our bellies. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose.
Also, we do have to leave. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Oh, well, it was nice. I hope you can make it.
Thank you so much, and we'll definitely come some other time.
Check my YouTube channel and just I also have on my Facebook and my schedule is on there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. You're going to come into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are under your shoulders and spread your fingers nice and wide. You're just going to go ahead and lift up your torso a little and just let your chin drop a little bit closer to your chest here. Sphinx is a wonderful pose for our lower backs, our lower spine. Our lower spines take so much pounding through the days that we walk, even when we're sitting. Our lower backs hold on to so much tension. A Sphinx a day keeps the doctor away. So we are compressing our lower spine as we sit in the Sphinx pose. And all the connective tissue that holds the muscles together in our lower spine are being compressed. When we release from the pose, that area is going to be flooded with the hyaluron.
Oh, there's a person. Dr. Don Degrees.
Hmm?
There's a dog, there's a person that's coming here running.
In yoga practice, we practice, it's a thought. It's called the yamas. And the yamas are ethical guidelines of yoga. We also practice the niyamas. But I'm going to focus on the yamas as we are in our yin practice this evening. Yamas means restraint. And the first yama of the yoga belief system, the yoga practice, the yoga teaching is ahimsa, which is non-violence or to do no harm. And we must start by practicing ahimsa with our own selves. And the things that we say, the things that we think, and the things that we do. Always, any change for the good in the world starts with yourself and starts from within. Practice nonviolence, we can reclaim peace in ourselves. And if we reclaim peace in ourselves, it will reflect onto others. The second yama that we talked about last week is satya, or truthfulness. If you practice satya as much as you can on a day-to-day basis, you can speak and act in a way that you never have to apologize or make new agreements. If you'd like, you can deepen this pose and come into seal, so you bring your hands out long on the mat and widen your feet to the last minute of the pose. Or you can stay in Sphinx. The Yamas and Niyamas is a book written by Deborah Adele in teaching the practice of yoga. In the book, The Yamas and Niyamas, storms rage about me. According to the book, I calm my heart and send out ribbons of peace. And we can do this if we learn to practice the ahimsa or nonviolence. And it's a practice, so we always have to come back. If we falter, you just come back to what you want to be. We're going to very gently come back down to our forearms if you're up high in seal. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to come back to tabletop here. And we're just going to rinse out our lower back a little. So we're going to do some hip circles here. You can do 3 very slow and gentle hip circles. One way. And then we're going to go ahead and
reverse that and do it the other way. And then come back to neutral tabletop. We're going to come back down to our stomachs, and we're going to come into, we're going to do open wing. So go ahead and bring your left arm out long, and you're going to take your right foot and place it behind your left leg and come over to your side. Your forehead or your cheek can come to the mat. And you're going to bring your right arm out. You can bring it out long on the mat, or if you want a shoulder opener on that right side, you can bring that right hand in your back pocket. This is a shoulder opener for our left shoulder. If you notice when you're stressed, how your shoulders get so tense. So this combats all that stress that we hold in our shoulders. Remember never to go out of a level 3 to 5 on a scale of 0 to 10. And you never want to feel pain. You want to feel the sensation no more than a level 5. Very gently come out of the side here and just roll over onto your stomach and bring both arms down by your side. See if you can't feel a difference in your shoulders. Maybe you feel the warmth here in your left shoulder, or maybe it feels cooler than the right side. We're going to come into that open wing now for the right shoulder. So bring that right arm out long, and we're just going to roll over onto our right side. You can bring your forehead or your cheek to the mat, and that left leg goes behind the right. You can bring that left arm out long,
Or if you want, you can bring that left hand behind you in your back pocket and get a double stretch here, a double shoulder opener, so we're opening up a little bit on the left, and we're definitely opening up that right shoulder. So we talked about ahimsa, and we talked about satya, so nonviolence, doing no harm to others, and truthfulness, being honest with yourself, and not comparing yourself to others. Asteya is the third yama, which is non-stealing. And that is something that you must do, and the way that you become more familiar with that yama is by taking time to reflect and not comparing yourself with others. Non-stealing. Also, it involves giving back to others. You're not taking from others, but giving back. Giving back to yourself. And as we practice yin, we practice that yama, because we are giving back to ourselves here. And if we can give back to ourselves, then it's so much easier to give back to others. When you are full of peace and joy, it only comes naturally to give that back to others. Whatever you think in your mind and feel in your heart is felt by every cell in your body. That's why it's so important to love yourself first, and to learn how to melt away the stress of the day. Very gently come back onto our tummies here. Very slow, deliberate movement. And go ahead and come to your favorite cheek and just bring both arms by your sides and feel that. Feel your shoulders, how warm or how cool, maybe how much more alive they feel. When you're ready, we're going to come to roll over and lie on our backs. So just very gently roll over, come to our backs, and we're going to come into our banana asana. So move your hips towards the right of the mat and your torso, and bring both of your feet over to the left side of the mat.
If you're able to, go ahead and cross that right foot on top of the left ankle and take your left hand to grab your right wrist. We're opening up our right side. We're stretching out all that connective tissue in the right side. As we do our yin practice outside and under the setting sun, in the woods, all these beautiful creatures in the woods are singing for us. We don't need sound bowls or guitars. We have the music of nature. It's very peaceful. And being out in nature is so good for your mind and so good for your soul. Combining yin practice with nature is very, very wonderful medicine. It's like medicine for your mind and soul. As we sit in our yin poses, we stimulate the parasympathetic branch of our peripheral nervous system, which our peripheral nervous system is made up of our nerves and our nerve endings. Our central nervous system is made up of our brain and spinal cord. But as we stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, we encourage release from that system, which stimulates resting and digesting. In this way, we can reverse the stress that a normal day does to our bodies and our minds. In this way, we can find some inner peace. And if we find peace within ourselves, then we can reflect it onto everyone around us. And in this way, we can heal. And if we begin to heal ourselves, then that's going to reflect on everyone around us. So when we do good things for ourselves, which is also the practice of non-stealing, doing good for yourself and not harming yourself, and that's also the practice of ahimsa, to do not harming, non-violence. As we do this for ourselves and we create more good in ourselves that we can share with everyone around us.
go of our wrist and very slowly bring our right foot back to the mat and come back to the center of the mat. But move your hips and your torso and your shoulders, your legs and your arms as if you're moving through honey. Very deliberate movements and slow, because all the tissues on the right side of our body are very fragile. Lay here for a moment and see if you can feel the difference. If you can feel a sensation in the right side of your body that's different from the left side of your body. Mine is feeling more warm on the right. So we're going to even that out. And we're just going to scooch our shoulders and our hips over to the left. And just bring both of your feet over to the right side of the mat. And cross that left ankle over the right. Bring that right wrist, bring that left wrist, grab that right hand, or the left wrist with your right hand. And your head and your neck can be in the direction that your torso is, so that your whole side is in the shape of a banana. Do the bananasana on the left side. Really open up all that connective tissue that holds the left side of our body together. As we sit in the poses, see if you can be here in the moment, in the sensation. If your mind starts to wander, or you have so many thoughts, or you're thinking about what you're going to do after this, or what happened earlier today, see if you can just bring your mind to the moment that you're in now, to the sensation on the left side of your body. See if you can't focus on your breath. You can say to yourself, I breathe in, I breathe out. Listen to the sensations, the sounds around you. Feel the sensations in the body. What's the air feel like on your skin? As you breathe in, feel the warmth of the air. As you breathe out, feel that warmth leaving. It's nice to believe that as you breathe in, the universe breathes out. And as you breathe out, the universe breathes in. our wrist from our right hand, our left wrist from our right hand. Uncross your left foot from your right ankle. And just see if you can scoot yourself very slowly to the center of the mat. And just mini Shavasana, so bring your hands down by your side with your palms facing up. And just let your body feel the echo of the banana asana we just completed in our body. Go ahead and bring your feet to the mat. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to roll over onto our side. And we're going to come back to our stomach here. On your next inhale, we're going to come back to tabletop. And we're going to push back to downward dog. We're just going to take a few rounds of breath here in down dog. So your feet are as wide as your hips, and your hands are as wide as your shoulders. Go ahead and push those hips back. Oh, maybe if you can sway them a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of a hip opener now. I'm going to come into half pigeon on the right. So on an inhale, bring that right leg high, three-legged dog on the right. And on an exhale, we're going to place that right knee behind our right wrist. And let that left leg come out long on the mat. The top of the foot is pressing into the mat. You can stay up high here. Or if you want a little bit of more of a deeper hip opener, you can bring your hands out long on the mat. You can stack your hands on top of each other and place your forehead on top of your hands. This pose is going to focus on our right hip, our right outer hip, and our left hip flexor. You can also come to lazy swan if it feels better and roll over onto your right hip if that feels more comfortable in your body. You can do that. The setting sun is helping us, bringing us to the end of our day. And we are rejuvenating inside of ourselves as we practice our yin. Remember that this practice is a good way to lead ourselves into meditation. What meditation is just it's a quiet, effortless, one-pointed focus of attention. We quiet ourselves and we quiet our mind. As we sit in meditation. And as we sit in our yin practice, we try to quiet our minds by staying here in the present moment. Which truly is the meaning of life. just let our bodies gently open into these poses. We let gravity and time do the job. See if you can't find stillness. And very gently bring our hands to the mat. And we're going to we'll bring our legs up high. We're going to come back to down dog. And bring that right leg up. Bend that knee at a 90-degree angle here. Just let that rinse out a little bit. And as we exhale, go ahead and bring that right foot back. Just go ahead and push back and down dog. And our next inhale, we're going to come into half pitch on the left. So bring that left leg up high, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that left knee behind our left wrist here. You can stay up high, or if you want a deeper hip opener, come down to the mat. Just come over. See if you can fold yourself over that left shin a little. If it's a little uncomfortable, see if you can't sit in that uncomfortability and just let that hip open up. Hip stretches are so good for us. We hold so much in our hips. We hold past trauma, past injuries, past hurts. Our cells hold on to what we hold on to, and our muscles hold on to it too. And our hips are the biggest muscles in the body, our hips and our thighs. So we open up these hips. It can release a lot of things from us. In this way we can begin to heal. Put back down. Down dog. Give yourself a goodbye stretch here. Down dog. Lengthen out those hamstrings. And exhale, we're going to go ahead and come to our knees. Cross our feet, our ankles behind us, and come to a nice seat. And we're going to come to butterfly here. So bring our feet to touch. And as you inhale, go ahead and lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, just fold forward and get the hips. You can grab your feet if you want, or you can bring your hands open on the mat to receive, or your hands out long in front of you, whatever's most comfortable in your body. Just going to be in this pose for a few minutes. This pose is focusing on our inner groin and our outer hips, our lower spine. We reclaim peace in ourselves as we practice here. And as we meditate, and we can reflect it towards others. Your mind starts to wander. See if you can bring it back to the present moment. And focus on your breath, or the sensation in your body, or the noise that you hear around you. Gently come out of that pose very slowly, and just bring those knees together, those legs out long on the mat, your hands high, and just
hips and fold over those ribs, come into caterpillar. We're gonna go ahead and stretch all the connective tissue in the whole back side of our bodies. From our heels all the way up our calves and our hamstrings, our lower back, our shoulders, our neck, up to the base of our skull. Just let your body open up naturally in its own time to gravity. Gently bring yourself back up one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to come to lie on our backs. And give ourselves a nice hug here. You can bring your arms out like wings. And we're just going to very gently let those knees come over to the right, to the left side. You can bring that left hand on the outside of your right knee. Just try to get that right shoulder as close to the ground as possible. Coming into supine spinal twist. You can gaze over your shoulder or gaze up straight ahead or in the direction of your knees, whatever feels best for your body. Go ahead and bring those knees back to your chest. Give yourself a hug. And open your arms up like wings and let your knees just drape over to the right. Bring that right hand on your outer left knee and that left shoulder as close to the ground as possible. Bring those knees back to heart center and give yourself one final hug. Thank yourself for showing up as you come into Shavasana. Arms out long by your sides, your hands facing up, and your feet come out a little bit more than hip width distance.
Take a deep breath in here. And open our mouth and sigh it all out. Just let all the tension just drain out of your body, down into the ground. Relax your forehead. Relax the muscles around and behind your eyes. Relax your jaw. Unclench your jaw. And let your tongue just fall away from the roof of your mouth. Shavasana. Soak up all that nuclear energy just created in your body. All the peace and love you're giving to yourselves. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Your feet to the mat. You can lie on your right side or your left side. Just use your bicep as a pillow. Take a moment to pause. And come back up to seated meditation. What a wonderful, wonderful practice. Watching the sunset, listening to all the creatures in the woods. Take a breath in, bring your hands high over your head and hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing yin for peace with me this evening. I hope it brings you some inner peace. If we can bring inner peace to ourselves, we can bring peace to others. And we can change the world. One peaceful day at a time, one peaceful practice at a time. Remember to love one another, and thank you so much again for practicing with me. I wish you peace, happiness, health and prosperity, and love. Namaste. And don't forget to click like and subscribe. Until next time on the mat. We got to watch the sunset together. Namaste.